We are what? We are who? We are what? Vibrant. We are who? 50 plus. Hi, welcome to Gray Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin, and we are coming to you from Oyende Enterprises, being sponsored by Jamila Sense, which is our product line of aromatherapy products that helps heal the mind, body, and soul. And we are bringing to you Alamad's rebirthing program, as well as Jamila Sense and a host of wonderful programs that will help heal your body, heal your soul, and heal your mind. 50 plus people, we are here to stay. Gray Lives on the Rise. We are what? We are who? We are vibrant, and we are here to stay. Join us for our wonderful episodes. Thank you, and continue to look for our episodes weekly, being brought to you again from Oyende Enterprises and Jamila Sense. See you soon.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome again to Gray Lives on the Rise with Professor Jamila Franklin and the beautiful Chantal Lamontagne. I'm learning how to pronounce names other than English names with my beautiful guests, because here in this country, they only focus on English, which is a travesty. So anyway, thank you for coming again to Great Lives on the Rise with Professor Jamila Franklin. And I'll give you a little bit of background before we have our wonderful, beautiful guest talk about her topic. Great Lives on the Rise was created about 2 years ago as I was walking and I was having this download from Spirit, and it basically said, there's nothing out there that focuses on people in your age group. And I was like, wow, okay. And it said, you need to do something about that. I said, oh, okay. So then all of a sudden, the name came to me. There are two names, Gray Lives Matter. I said, no, I don't like that. That's overused. And then Gray Lives on the Rise. I said, yeah, I like that. I like that. So Gray Lives on the Rise is wonderful because it means that we're on the upswing. The hair doesn't have to be gray. You don't have to have hair, period. It's a consciousness. So I said, I really like that. I like that. And then the next thing that came to me was we have to relinquish how we see ourselves. We're not old. We're not elderly. We're not decrepit. We're not over the hill. We're vibrant. We're alive. We're active. We're golden. We're seasoned. That's who we are. Then what came to me was you have to brand it. You have to have a store. So that's how I came up with the merchandise, Great Lives on the Rise, t-shirt. We have all types of things. We have t-shirts, we have hoodies, makeup bags, tote bags, mats, everything you can imagine we have. Mugs, everything. So you have to go to our store and check out all the wonderful merchandise that we have, okay? And then the next thing was the podcast. And I talked to people from around the world, and they were all having the same issue. People who are 50 plus are being dismissed, ignored. We don't have any interest in having full lives that deal with sexual energy that Chantal's going to talk about tonight, or intimacy. They just think, hey, you're over the hill, and that's as far from the truth as day is from night. So all the things that matter to us were being ignored, and we're not interested in the same things that people who are 20, 30, and 40 are interested in. We have different interests. Most of us have children that have left the home, and people are now living their lives to the fullest, but nothing is addressing our issues and our needs. So I said, okay, I'm going to have a podcast that addresses our needs. And guess what? I've had people from Canada, like Chantal is from Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Haiti, the Philippines, Serbia, which is in Eastern Europe, and just from all different places, and of course from America. And they all had the same concern that no one was listening to them. So this is why we came up with Great Lives on the Rise. And we're going into our second year. When I started this, I didn't think it would go beyond a couple of episodes. And this thing has just mushroomed. We're averaging between 10 to 12,000 or more views, which is amazing. Not likes, but views. And it's growing and growing and growing. So tonight I'm going to also introduce to you my company, Oyende Enterprises, which has Jamila Sis. Jamila Sis is my product line of holistic aromatherapy products. As a matter of fact, Chantal has ordered Peace Be, no, the Goddess blend. So this is Peace Be Still. It's amazing, amazing. And what it does is it gets rid of stress, anxiety, depression, hyperactivity within children, sinus congestion, sinus headaches, migraine headaches, all of that. And you see how clear it is. No fillers. And I make these products myself. My two little hands make these products. And this product is amazing. So what you put in your hands and then breathe in. There you go. You put the rest on your arms, and flies and mosquitoes will not come near you. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. So flies and mosquitoes think that human beings are steak dinners. I'm vegan, but they think that we are steak dinners. So this really works. So go to my website, Oyende Enterprises, OYINDE Enterprises, ENTERPRISES.com, OyendeEnterprises.com. You will see Great Lives on the Rise, our latest baby on the website. Click on Great Lives on the Rise, and you'll find out all about the different services that we offer. And you can then join our community. We have our own YouTube channel, and we air every Sunday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know what? If you miss us, you can see the replay. So we're on Spotify audio, Spotify video. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. So, having said all that, that is now the intro and infomercial. So now we're going to get to the lovely Chantal. This is going to be a very, 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 very interesting and very, very wonderful conversation. And it's a mature conversation. So those of you who have children in the room, you know, they can still be in the room, but this is an adult conversation. Okay? So Chantal is an intimacy expert specializing in reconciliation for couples going through difficulties who are on the verge of a separation and are already separated. She even has reconciled couples that were divorced. Can you imagine that people were divorced and she can get them back together? She is the creator of the following concepts: Sexship Love, the art of sexual intelligence, coaching, as well as Find Your Way Back to Each Other coaching. Chantal is a best-selling author of her first book, and she will give you the name of the book because I don't speak French and I don't want to butcher the name. She is gifted and crazy skilled at helping women and men in her world to understand and embody the masculine and feminine energies we are unaware of, as well as lacking the skills to make the dance at the masculine and feminine in their very best essence. In other words, Chantal solves your relationship problems. You know, we make a mess out of relationships. You know, we get into relationships and we haven't been taught how to be connected and how to be together. We go to school to be a doctor, a lawyer, a coach, a therapist. We go to school for all these things. But when it comes to intimacy and when it comes to relationships, we lack that. So she teaches us how to acquire these skills to make the dance to be harmonious and beautiful. When you have that dance, I've seen some people who know how to do it. It's beautiful. In other words, Chantel solves your relationship problems. Because listen, here is a secret. There is very little that cannot be repaired in your love relationships. She empowers women to become really good at and feel great to express themselves, ask for what they need, and get it. Chantel empowers men in transferring skills to be competent and confident for their woman, as well as becoming masterful lovers for their woman. She is passionate about repairing love to create new love. Ooh, all warm and fuzzy inside. She is passionate about helping couples to have the best sex of their life. So women are very pleased and keep craving for more with their men. Chantel is passionate about helping men to become more intimate and sexually engaging and connected with their female partners. She is passionate about guiding women to feel cherished by their men. She's also passionate in helping her graduates, their teenage and adult children. Chantal has a great desire to help heal the coming together of blended families. The responses from some of her clients have been the following. Many couples have privately asked her, "What did you do to my wife or husband?" Because their spouse had overnight experienced a major transformation. The sessions that she provides drastically change the dynamics in their relationship. Men are loving their women so powerfully that they have learned to embody the hero in them. The man craves to be a hero for their women because all healthy men have a deep desire to be expressing the hero in themselves. Now, this can only happen when men have access to their women. For a man to have the experience of being respected, appreciated, and not having to work so hard to go without sex for years, that is magical. And you have to really know what the keywords are, the buzzwords are for women, men to turn them on, because especially as we age, it's not just about the physical, it's intimacy, 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 okay? And she can teach you how to be intimate. Women are always seeking and feeling understood, cared for, and to feel emotionally safe with their men. Chantel's female graduates are reporting to her that they are rediscovering the men they fell in love with. They are back feeling in love with their man. Her female graduates are living, feeling loved every day from spaciousness in them. They have learned to provide extreme care of self in a way nobody had modeled for them before. They report being seen finally and truly seen by their man because their children learn love from modeling, and parents are the first model of love for their children. So without further ado, we bring on the fantabulous, fantastic, wonderful, beautiful, skilled Chantel.
Thank you. What an
Yay!
intro. Thank you, Jamila. What an intro. I love it.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you.
so welcome. So let's just jump into it. I
Mm,
love that. I love that because people think when you are 50 and plus, 50 plus, you are sexless. You're, for women, put on the old folks pumps and support hose to go is sit in a rocking chair and start knitting. And that is as far from the truth as day is from night. And for men, go grandpa, go to the back of the house and sit in your rocking chair, smoke a pipe, and look at the baseball games, and that's it. No.
true. That's true.
Yeah. So
Well, we're
let's,
here to change that.
yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So how did you get started? What inspired you? And now you have a best-selling book. So let's jump into it.
Thank you for that. What inspired me was the biggest heartbreak of my life. The
Oh,
man that I adore, thought I would do my life with, left me. And in the
Oh,
process of finding out what did I do, I gave everything to this man. What happened?
yeah.
And I had to heal my heart. And in the process of healing my heart, I found coaching. Well, coaching found me. So
Mm-hmm.
I enrolled in a coaching certificate. And earlier on, people would say, please coach me. And I said, well, I can't because I'm not graduated yet. They go, no, 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 go ahead, coach me. And for years and years and years, people would say, please write a book. You are so skilled. And I thought I had no identity of an author. And one morning on January 23rd, 2011, I heard, sit down and write your book. So
Mm.
I took out this big box of all the notes that I'd taken and everything that I put together. And I did my first draft of 28 chapters in 2 weeks.
Wow.
I was upset. And it's
It's
longhand. I write longhand. I cannot write a book, the computer. And within 2 weeks that the book came out, it was a bestseller.
wow.
Yeah.
That's divine appointment.
Yeah, that was that I knew as I was writing it. I'm sure you'll relate to this. I could feel the people waiting for the answers that I'm putting in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And people just have been exposed in the information that I've never heard before. And in the process of that, understood what they could not understand. Because if you understand, you can fix it.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what's the problem, because the problem
Right.
that the clients bring me is never the real problem. There's always
Right.
something else under. So it takes a minute and a half to find it. And we
Mm.
have to heal this thing that's under, and you have to learn the language of understanding the masculine. So I'm a translator. I translate the feminine to the masculine and the masculine to the feminine.
Mm.
So a lot of women are unaware that men are made, healthy men, 95% of the population, they're made to provide and protect.
Yes.
Women will feel, they will say to me, he's trying to control me. I said, well, no, he's trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a completely different shift. They've never heard that. So
Yeah.
this whole dance of learning how is the nervous system works on each of them and how the husband can talk to the wife and how the wife can talk to the husband. And there is always a way to negotiate a win-win. Always. I'm
Mm.
very hard-headed and I don't stop until I get it. So it taught me, 20 years of this taught me that if you stay long enough and craft what needs to be done and express what needs to be expressed, they will be a win-win. They will feel
Wow.
heard, they will feel understood, and they will then reunite the connection. That's why the title of my book, L'Amour Sexship, L'Art de l'Intelligence Sexuelle, is the cover is this, because that's what everybody wants, is that level of connection. And men want connection just as much as women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you said something that's very, very interesting. Remember the book years ago? It's about probably 30 years old. Uh, Women are from Venus and men are from Mars, like Dr. John Gray. And he was talking about how we speak two different languages
Completely.
and we don't connect because men hear what we're not saying and they interpret it very differently. We're like, how did you get that from what I just said? I didn't say
Exactly.
that. And then women think that men can read their minds because we're like, well, I came home late. You knew to have started the dinner, and no, you didn't tell me that. They're very, very concrete.
The
Some,
moment. They're in the
some,
moment. Yes. Men are
yeah.
very in the moment and they're very smart in energy consumption. If they don't need to
Mm,
extend energy, they won't. But if you tell them at noon, I would love for you to prepare dinner around 5 so we can eat at 6 because I have bowling at 7. What do you need to get the dinner ready at 5? That's the part that we forget. We just give orders, right?
yeah, yeah.
And no, there's a much better way to get the best of your man or women. I'm just giving you the example of a woman asking a man. And the way that you can craft this, the effort to learn this is going to save you years and years and years of heartache and
Yeah,
misunderstanding and
yeah,
abuse. And yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because there's a disconnect.
exactly.
When I was growing up, young women were talking about the same thing they're talking about now. It's like, there's a disconnect.
Yeah,
And
we're like this.
yeah,
They
yeah,
go from being adversary to partners.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
only thing that's gonna survive our partnerships.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is women want to have that connection. And
Yeah,
men, I believe, want to have that connection. And it's just like, well, why is it not happening? It's not happening because we're speaking two different languages.
exactly. Men's
So,
way of being connected, the most precious gift a woman can give to a man is for her to be accessible to him. So if he reaches out, she can welcome him into space. The biggest gift
mm,
of a man to a woman is his full presence, being
mhm,
fully there. That we crave that. We'll have fights because of that. We'll scream because of that. We'll break dishes because of that. We crave and we need to consume their presence. Don't
mm.
look anywhere else. Don't that the whole thing with the phone. Now it's the phone. Leave the phone alone. No, no, no. Don't go on Facebook. Go on Facebook. It's what the women are saying is that please be present for me. You don't need to be present.
Mhm.
No man can be present the whole day with a woman. I mean, there's no man on earth, but he can be fully present within a time that he's gotten everything he needs and he's capable of connecting with her. Then she will
Right,
feel that connection. And that will
right.
go a long way because if we want to take care of intimacy, if we want to take care of sex, we have to solve everything around sex.
That is so true.
Penetrate a woman, you need to penetrate her space before you penetrate her body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think what you're saying is so true, Chantal, because we can also feel when they're just tolerating us to get to look at the football games, like, oh, they're not fully present. And you can feel that.
Exactly.
You can feel
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
And I
I
think,
I I, I love this. My son's father was a big football person, and I would just tolerate being there. And then my son grew up and he wanted me to love football. So what did he do? He took me one day, we went to a game and he explained the game to me. And that's when I fell in love with football. He did
mm,
that. Versus sit down, bring me a beer, watch with me. He explained the game, the intelligence of tricking the other team. And if I then I understood, then I fell in love with it. That was a
mm,
very masculine thing to do. Yes.
mhm.
Mm.
This is so interesting because our love languages need to be translated to each other. The men need to know how to understand our love language, and we need to understand their love language too. So,
Yeah.
so
Well, to
let's
me,
talk about that. Let's talk
yeah,
about.
to me, there's really one love language. And one
Uh,
love language is like to be
uh,
gotten by the other one, right?
mhm,
So men are actually made in manufacture to find out what our love language is and to make us happy.
mhm,
They are
mhm,
made for this. What
mhm.
we have right now is a culture full of men who have tried this with mother, sister, wife number one, wife number two, and they didn't succeed. So they're collapsed. They gave
Uh,
up. So they've been emasculated so much, you're like, whatever. And
mm,
part of my training as a coach was to learn how to approach men so I would be engaged him in helping me. And there's a whole protocol that I teach my clients. So when I have a very good quality, I get a training and then I go and practice it live. And when I would
mm.
learn how to talk about feminine and how to express myself as feminine, I would go to hardware store and I would pretend I would need a screw. And I say, excuse me, sir, I have a problem. I need your help. I need four of these. Can you help me? And 4 out of 5 men, when they're approached like this, will do everything that they can to help you.
Mhm.
I've proven by in doing everyday things life versus I'm the same woman who would come in that hardware store before and go, there's nobody is here to help me. Sir, I would do that. I would do that.
Mhm.
And then I would complain that men wouldn't help me. So when you learn how to approach, you get so much more.
That is so
So
true.
much easier in your body, in your energy body. And it has nothing to do. I've tested it looking so cute, and I've tested it coming from the gym with dirty hair. It's the vibe. It's not the look, it's the vibe. It's the
It's the
aesthetic,
energy. It's the
the
energy.
energy that comes
That's
out.
true. And because two things happened for me recently. You are so correct. Because most women who are 50 plus, a lot of us have been conditioned to be very independent.
Mm.
You know, we came up in the 70s, 60s, 70s, where I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar, all those songs
Mm.
empowered us. So I've heard some women say the man doesn't have to open the door for her. And I'm like, I don't feel like that. What happened recently is I was taking some trash out and I had to take it to a dumpster from my complex. And this guy, it was around 9 or 10 at night. And he said, "Oh, ma'am, would you like for me to help you with that?" I said,
Oh,
"Sure, thank you.
you're
You're so
perfectly
kind."
capable. But
Now the
isn't it
old me will
annoying?
be like, "Yeah," but see, the 10 years ago, I may have said, "Well, I don't want him to think that I can't do it myself. I don't want him to think that I'm interested in him." I mean, I would have played all those tapes. I don't play those tapes anymore. I said,
Mm.
"Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of." And I said, "Oh, okay, Jamila, I see that your energy is changing." And then I was coming from the store. It was around 10 o'clock at night too, because I work during the day coaching. And so I sometimes have to do some things at night, and not a lot. And I'm very careful of my surroundings. I don't, I don't suggest that people do things at night. Sometimes I have to. And so I was about to get in my car, and this guy was with his wife, I'm assuming. Beautiful young woman, handsome guy. So as I was getting in my car, he came around to me, opened my door, and said, in so many words, I'm very protective of women who are out late at night. I said, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much." But
Oh,
I saw it, Chantal, it was me. My
yeah.
energy is changing.
Yes.
Woman hearing me roaring because I've said no. I'm shifting my energy because I one husband died and one I divorced. So I said, okay, it's time to shift your energy to invite the right kind of male energy in, and
Mm.
you have to be more open to receiving because I had closed off
Yeah.
that energy. But I see it's all energy. And so I
It's
can
all
see
energy. But we get so
now,
much more. We get so
yeah,
much more. And it's so much
yeah,
easier to be feminine when we have a feminine body. So
yeah,
he made your day. You know, everybody wins.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I
felt
was like,
all nice and fluffy and
yeah,
light and
I was like,
wonderful, and you can
yeah,
open your door. But why not
yeah,
accepting? Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, the whole feminine movement had a purpose, and it was a bridge. So we go from one end to the next, but we needed to find a balance. We're
Yes,
balancing
I
now.
agree. I
Balancing.
agree. I agree 100%. I agree. And a lot of women are tired of being superwoman. The superwoman is dead. You know, I remember this, and this was when I was a lot younger, in the 70s, the Anjali commercial. She had on this really nice dress, and she said, "I can put the bacon in the pan and I can do the job at work and I can be there for my man." I said, "No, you can't. You would die. You're doing too much." You're doing, but
Well,
it was like they were
you're
creating the
there.
myth
She
of the
was there
super.
as a masculine, and
Yeah,
masculine will do
yeah,
this. So it
yeah.
takes a woman's brain from 20 minutes to 60 minutes to go from a masculine work mode in your brain to the feminine. The brain needs 20 to 60 minutes. So I suggest to my clients, go somewhere between home and the work at home, just so you have a
Mhm.
shift. You can kind of pace yourself, maybe have a cup of tea, wait somewhere where it's nature and it's beautiful, just to kind of transition your body, your brain, and your energy. Because when you enter the home, then you are your man's lady. You're the
Yeah,
woman. And
yeah.
the man. Otherwise, it's going to be like this. So, because if she comes in, a lot of women are masculine now, still, and
Mhm.
it forces the man to be in his feminine. He has to collapse in order to stay in love with her, to be with her. He has to collapse. and he cannot enter the masculine. So what do they complain about, these women? They complain about their men is not man enough. But
Yeah.
if you carry the masculine, he has no choice but to shift in the feminine. Otherwise, it's going to be fighting constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes so much sense because men traditionally have been providers and protectors and promoters. And now you see, especially with some, not all, but some of the younger guys, they're looking to the women to provide for them and
And so,
take care of them. I'm like,
yeah, that
that
generation
is
went through
crazy.
their Little Prince version where the parents did everything and the boy did not become a man. They're
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
not. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's something that they will never feel fulfilled. And I have a great example to give you after that. They will never feel that they consume their whole energy. They will always be like, and that's why there's a lot of confusion about sex and gender and all of that. And if it hasn't been as a young boy, when he becomes in teenage year, if he hasn't had the model of a masculine man, he will have to learn it somewhere else because it needs to be downloaded. So I had this beautiful VIP couples, and she had a big job and she was just burned out, so she needed to take a leave of absence, and she decided then to quit. And she then asked me, I need him to be the provider now, because she was always the one with the big salary. So we created a session around that, and we've asked him to be the provider because they are in baby mode. They're making babies now. That's 2 months ago. 2 months ago, nothing much is happening. 2 weeks ago, she says, he's still not the provider. So I created a challenge for him, and I said, every day I will call you 5 minutes, and I will do an activation. An activation is when you talk to someone through, like, you could say like a visualization, but I would anchor him in his masculine. And every day he would give me a up to date on the job that he was looking for. And he found this job 8 days out of the challenge was 3 weeks, 21 days, but he found it within 8 days. And it came to him very naturally. And then he said to me this week, I've never felt so good since I've said yes to being a provider.
Wow.
It was good for him. She
That was
called it, but it was good for him because that's his essence. They need to provide their
naturally,
is natural.
naturally. Yeah. And you see that in the animal kingdom. It's like with,
Nature. Yes.
I have a male fur baby, kitty cat,
Yeah.
and his name is Buttercup. He has two sisters. One is his natural sister, and one is one that when he came into our home, he became her brother slash husband or whatever. He is so he's a mama's boy, but
Yeah.
he's so masculine.
Yeah.
He's whenever my other kitty cries out or whatever, if she's looking for them, wherever he is, he perks up, he runs to her.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm here. I'm like,
Exactly.
wow. And she
Exactly.
knows that. She's you. I said, they don't want to play with you now. She's older than they are. But he runs to her to see what's wrong with her and to protect her and to make sure she's okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
said, that's so
And it makes a
interesting.
man so much more attractive. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, my
yeah,
husband is so much more attractive since he's taking the lead on this, he's taking the lead on that. So the whole
yeah.
stance of asking for what you need is something that I'm going to encourage everyone at any age, as a woman, find out what you need, put it on paper, ask for an appointment with your husband, and then tell him what you need. All
Mm,
include, I would love for you to help me with dishes and that because it makes me feel so much happier. I'm less tired with this. I'm in a better mood. Always include the benefit. Men will play for benefit and the end results of it. If there's a
mm,
there's a perk, if there's a benefit to them, they will do it. So we have to show them this is what I get when you help me out, when you're supporting me, when you're there on time, where you listen to me. Now, it's also true that as women, we need to learn to know when to enter a man's space. Often we don't. He comes in from work, he goes, hey, did you get the milk? No, don't do that. Go to the door,
yeah.
kiss him like a rock star, let him come in and say, did you forget I needed milk? Would you be able to get that for me? Or better yet, at noon, you say a quick text, you go, hello, it's so nice to talk to you in this little bit. I know you're busy. Would you bring me back some milk? I'm making your favorite sauce tonight. It's a simple thing, but then if he's spoken like this, you will gear on. He will do it. And then
Oh,
if he's appreciate for it, not just like thanks, that's not appreciation.
mm-hmm.
Thank you. One of the biggest teacher in my life is my daughter-in-law. And they got a little puppy. My son and his wife got a little puppy. And a puppy, I'm a cat person, but a puppy I have to
Yeah,
take
I am
out
too.
a lot, like 20 times a day to train him for toilet training. And for 22 times, I watch her say to my son, thank you so much, dear. Thank you. Thank you for taking the puppy out. Everything that he does, she sees and she appreciates.
Ah,
But he wants to do more. He wants to do
yeah,
more. He wants to do more. A man
yeah,
will want to do more if he's seen and he's appreciated.
yeah.
And we
That
completely
makes
take
more
it for
sense.
granted. We say thank you
Yeah,
to our boss. We say thank you to our secretary. We give the
yeah.
best of who we are at work, and we come home with the least for the people that are more important. We need to share
That's
that.
so important.
Yeah.
That is so bad. Let me ask this too. How so how can you keep them in or yeah, keep them from straying out of the relationship and
Mhm.
being unfaithful? Is there a method to that?
That's a good question. The,
Yeah,
the cheating happens when a man, after a very long time, that is with a partner that he loves. Okay, I'm taking this. I'm not taking the guy who's been cheating on his wife and she was a fiance. I'm not taking about the serial cheater. I'm taking a man who said took his wife, create a life, a family, and most men, all the men that come to me, don't have anywhere near enough sex by far. But it's to create this level of intimacy. So if he can learn to come into her space, take care of her outside of the time that he wants sex, then he will
right.
prepare her body for sex, and then she'll be happy to give him sex or to come together in a sexual way.
Yeah.
It is also important that men get skills. Men need to learn to be masterful lovers. There's no way around it. Because a man that takes great care of his woman, that has some idea of romance and seduction and connection, she will remain warmed up and she will remain open. So when he's ready to light up the fire, she's readier. Then
Mm.
and then because when you come in and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. You want sex now? No, don't. I forbid. I tell men, I forbid you to say that to your wife. I forbid you to do that. Right. So
Yeah.
there's a whole protocol. Men that will cross the cheating part will get it often a time because they need to be seen and have this to conquer something.
Mm.
But it's like it doesn't it's really not what they're after, but they will take junk food versus no food at all. So
Mm.
it's a question of communication, it's a question of intimacy, it's a question of get yourself out on a date, stay
Mm.
connected, solve the problem, repair the faux pas, any faux pas. 100% of the mistake and the faux pas, the crisis that I saw with my couples happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And now they come in because there's a big fire and there's a real threat of separation or losing family or divorce. But this has been long lasting. And
Mm.
she kept telling him, I'm not happy, and he keeps saying, I don't have enough sex, I don't have enough sex. But it's not so much the fact of giving sex and being connected. It's the fact of to know the person and where they're at and tend to that on each side. Men
Mm.
and women need to do that exactly. So intimacy is so much. I used to refer myself as a relationship coach, but I realized that intimacy is what everybody seeks. Everybody needs to have an infusion of intimacy back the way it was before, because it's
Yeah.
just too hard to do a relationship unless you have this special connection. Because what
Yes.
defines you as a couple, it's sex. You can build a business with somebody else, you can raise children with somebody else, but what makes you a couple is the intimacy. So
Yes.
it's to get educated intimacy, to read about it, to cultivate it, to keep the dates night, to keep the connecting with one another, and to never let that go, because that would lead to cheating. That will lead to, she doesn't understand me, she doesn't appreciate me, so I'll go over there. Because when a man hasn't received the level of attention that he needs, he will make himself vulnerable out in the world, and the woman who are seeking that will pick that up. Well,
Mm.
sex man, a man that loves his wife, is not going to send out the same vibe out in the world. So a
Mm.
man that is, that scandal with the CEO that was at the Coldplay a while ago, and he got busted with his mistress. There's a
Mm.
whole story that is attached to that. There's a whole reason why an intelligent man would do something so stupid as being in
Yeah.
public with his mistress.
Yeah.
That is a case of sexual chemistry hijacking his brain.
Mm.
He was stupid that night. You
Mm.
don't do that if you are not in the relation with the person that you should be, in a place that they tell you the camera is going to catch you. So that's a typical expression of a man whose sexual chemistry has hijacked his brain, and women.
Mm. So, and that's what happens when people come to you. You can decipher for them what's really going on.
I
And
do.
because you are the coach, you're outside of the relationship, and the woman doesn't feel threatened by you. She can receive what you have to say. And the man doesn't feel threatened by you, and they can receive. And by virtue of the fact that they have come to you, lets you know that they are seeking to find some kind of resolution, even if, and with you, they don't end up usually separating. But even if they say, well, at least I'm giving it one last ditch effort. But before we go further, what I would like to do, Chantal, is help people get your contact information.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very easy to find. Instagram is the Chantal Lamontagne, so THE. It's all in the links. Yes.
Yes, it's going to
Yeah.
be, but you
Yeah.
can also spell it.
I'm on Facebook, Chantal Lamontagne. The easiest way really is take a quick email, send me a quick, I'd like to talk to you. And I love to talk on the phone, because I can, in the voice, there's so much information that I get. So that
Mm.
would be the best way to get in contact. If not, just book a free session. We have a 30 minutes where we can, discover, am I a right fit for you, and can we solve this?
Hmm. So the people, well, my podcast is global, and a lot of the people who listen, a lot of them are from the States. So that still works in terms of a
Yeah,
telephone.
everything is digital now, because after COVID, nobody wants to come to my office, so everything is done by Zoom or any
Yeah.
other form. Yes, digital, and the work gets done just as well. That was one of my concerns when I switched to digital, but the work gets done. Yeah.
It's about energy. So when people hit 50 plus, let's talk about that
Mm.
specifically, because you don't have to worry, the woman doesn't have to worry about becoming pregnant. None of those issues are there
Yes,
any longer.
statistically, the people who are most satisfied with sex are in 60 and plus, because
Oh,
they're not
really?
worried about getting pregnant. They have a certain income. The kids have left the house. They have a physical place when they can hang out, and they have time and energy. They have time and energy to pursue intimacy. Before, they pursue career and children and homes and garden. Now they have time to become intimate. Also, in that phase, you really don't give a flock about a lot of things. That's the gift of
Yeah.
60s. You don't really
Yeah.
care. You don't like me? Hey, so love
Yeah.
me. Then you move on, right? So they're and they understand that they have less years left. So they take whoever finds the love of their life. I always tell them, do you know how lucky you are to find each other at this phase of your life? Because now you
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
something that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible. And sex and intimacy is so important in that phase. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
it is not true that we're less sexual. It's not. If you haven't, can I be very vulgar? Can I be vulgar just for a little bit? Okay. So I have this concept of the well-fucked woman.
Yeah.
Well-fucked woman is a woman who is so, because sexually we are very, very strong. We're stronger than men. Sexually, the energy, emotionally, we're stronger. So if
Mhm.
you know how to light a woman up, watch out, because she's going to last a long time. So
Yeah.
a lot of juice, sexual juice that hasn't been consumed, that is there, potent and right there to receive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is an education. It is something. There's no reason today to not be educated about coming together. So I had one client who was a psychologist, and she read my book, and she came to help, to ask my help for her and her husband. But then she was giving my book to her patient, and she created an event, an activity called reading hours. And she would tell her patient, the woman on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the woman will read L'Amour Sexship to her men. And she will read passages that she finds interesting, and we start a conversation. So I say to people, start a conversation, start to have also a solo practice. Never let go of that juiciness within you, because you'll get to know your body, particularly a feminine body, and get yourself a little bit of education. You don't need to be on all kinds of panel and courses, but find yourself a really good resource to the Erotic Blueprint is a group that I'm part of. They're fantastic. They provide all kinds of different courses and different webinars, and they they create this acceptance around the whole intimacy.
Mhm.
And it's really important to get to know your body, and you get to explain to your mate, this is how I'm wired. I like
Yeah.
a lot of prelude and a lot of warming up and a lot of seduction. And then, but on
Yeah.
certain times, I don't want you to jump on me. I mean, it's talk about it, guys.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about it. Get your freedom back. Yes.
I think that it's really interesting because people in this age group were part of some of them, the free love movement. And now as we age, some people have become very conservative. I was like, because I remember television during the 70s, they talked openly
Mhm.
on some of the sitcoms about sex and some other things. And then censorship came in and that was shut down, even though people are doing a lot of interesting things now in terms of these different kinds of relationships, polyamorous and all the other all the other stuff that
People are very confused erotically, legit.
yeah, and I'm not
The,
connected to
the
that.
whole
Yeah.
polyamorous, there's very few people that can pull that off. Very few
Yeah,
people
yeah.
work
A
long
lot of
term.
young people are into that. I'm like, ooh, no, that is not my vibe. That's
Yeah.
not my vibe. But in terms of having heterosexual monogamous relationships, that seems like it's almost people desire it who in our age group, but some people don't think that they can have it. I think that women think that the men are scarce because we outlive men. And so then sometimes women think that they have to settle because of the numbers. And so I think that you don't have to settle. You have to put out the
So
energy.
that's a lie.
Yeah, you have
People
to
we
settle.
have on this earth, people we have. We have 57% of divorce. They're there.
Yeah.
The women are, how can I say this without offend anybody? The women have concluded something based on a lack of ownership of, what is it about me that I'm struggling with this?
Mm.
That's not what we do. We blame because this guy was too short, and we blame it this guy was too cheap. And this whole judgment is a way of protecting your heart. The problem with that is if you protect your heart, you will not be able to let love in.
Mm.
Men will feel that. They go, oh, men tell me all the time, I've met this beautiful woman. She's got all kinds of things going for her, but I don't know. I don't know. They can't quite pin it, but they go, no. That means to me. She's inaccessible. There's something in front of her heart. So her mouth says, oh yeah, I'm going on a date. I want, but her body shut down. Men pick that up. They have a system to pick that up. They have a sense of it. So to these women, I say, please practice. Oh, we'll do a practice before we leave. I'll give a practice for your ladies. Please practice opening your heart 5 minutes a day. Go walk the dog and just soften up this part of the body and just walk for 5 minutes. You will find it very interesting. At the beginning, it's impossible to keep your heart soft for 5 minutes. So it's 10 seconds, oh, shut down. 5 seconds, oh, shut down. But if you practice it, watch what happens to you when you do practice softening that part of the body. Just watch. And then the proof will come in. People will come in. Dogs, cats, rabbit, men, they will want to talk to you. So when the gentleman opened the door, the car door, he felt your open heart. He was moved by your open heart. You said, you don't say a word. You didn't say a word. He was in a relationship. There was no flirting. There was no sexual energy exchange. It was just him being moved by your open heart.
Yeah.
So the women who say there's no man, no, open your heart and see what happens.
But and both of those things happened same night. The guy took my garbage and put it into the trash. And then later on at the store, the guy opened the door. Same night. And I was like, Jamila, you're shifting. Your energy is not
Yeah. Amen. So
shifting.
if you can reconnect with you on how you felt that night, then you feel that before you go out in the world to meet men.
Yeah, yeah. But let's do the exercise before we run out of time.
Yeah, so the exercise is called a tunnel. And the tunnel is you're going to start to soften up your breath. Just your throat right here. You're going to soften it up. And you can open your mouth and let go your tongue just to relax this part of the body. And you're going to soften the throat. And breathe through it as if you have a nose on your throat. Okay? Yes. And then you're going to soften up your heart. You're going to breathe through a soft, and you can say the mantra softness, softness. Anything that feels like you can relax and open this part of the body. Exactly. And then you're going to go down to your cervix. So it's 2 inches below your belly button and 2 inches inside of your body. And even if you don't have a uterus, you still have the energy of the cervix. And you're going to breathe through that part of the body and soften it up. Bring softness to that part of the body. Perfect. And that's called the tunnel. So you see that you just shifted a little bit. Everything's slower, softer, opener. So for a long, long time, I could never practice the whole tunnel and talk to a man. I had to just do the cervix. And somehow softening the cervix will open the rest of my body. So this is very personal. Even if you just do, before you go to the restaurant, just soften up your throat. Soften up your heart. Soften up your cervix. You stay in a car and you give yourself 2 minutes of that. Then enter and watch how people respond to you.
I'm doing this.
Excellent.
And I started shifting, like I said, because the 2 guys in the same night.
Come on.
Yeah.
If you want to do some kind of experience, you've got your results right there. Men will respond to you. All the men respond to you. So you want to make sure that you send out this energy of softness in a place that you would be comfortable bringing the men's presence. So if you go in a topless bar, if you just exercise before, I don't think it's a great idea to do that. But before you go to church or before you go to an event, then if you can do that, it's actually very good for your energy body as a woman to connect to your feminine through this little free, simple exercise.
Chantal, this has been amazing. And as we close, what would you like to leave with our listening audience?
Thank you for asking this very precious question. There is very little that cannot be repaired in a relationship. Very little. Find somebody who's skilled and have the know-how, and nothing is more important than the people you love. Nothing.
Well, I'm saying to people, you are the guru that we should definitely get in touch with. And because we have technology, it's definitely possible. People don't have to travel physically to meet with you. They can do it via technology. And it has been, oh my goodness, I've learned so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me. I just loved it. And I can't wait to use my precious goddess oil to do put my tunnel with my oil. Thank you
Oh
for
yeah.
everyone
Oh
in
yeah.
the replay. Thank you for everyone listening. I love to take questions. Please reach out. And there's
Yeah.
a lot we can do to save your relationship.
Well, thank you, Chantal. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening to this amazing talk about intimacy, about sex, and about loving yourself and loving your partner and just opening yourself up to this positive energy, because everyone desires to be recognized and honored and felt and loved. You know, no matter how people say, oh, I can be by myself. Yeah, but still, that's who we are. We're communal beings, and we desire to have that kind of loving energy. Not
We are wired for love, and love doesn't
we
die.
are.
Feeling of love
We
gets
are.
dying, but love doesn't die.
That is so true.
So we wish
But
great
thank you.
love to everyone.
That is so true. But thank you for listening, everyone. And until the next time,
Thank you, everyone.
stay safe, and remember, Gray Lives on the Rise. Go to our YouTube channel, click like, click subscribe, and tell everyone about it, okay? And if you want to have some information, and if you would like to be a guest on my show, the information is available on oyendeenterprises.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Gray Lives on the Rise, being brought to you by Jamila Sense, which is the product line of Oyende Enterprises. Jamila Sense is a 100% natural aromatherapy line that heals the mind, body, and soul. This episode of Gray Lives on the Rise was intended to uplift you, to inspire you, and to motivate you. Please tell all of your friends, family members, and anyone you know who's 50 plus, who's living a vibrant life and interested in doing more and enjoying life even to its fullest. So thank you, and please subscribe, like, and comment on this video and all our videos. Thank you, and until next time, until our next podcast, namaste and be well.